What language do they speak here?
Is it
Greekan, I think.
Grecian?
No, Greekan.
Greekan? Was it Grecian?
Greekish.
Greekish?
Every summer, the Greek resort of Kavos attracts 100,000 young Brits, hoping to have the time of their lives.
Have fun, get fucked up, and fuck loads of fucking girls. And anybody who says otherwise, they're chatting shit.
Here, they escape their parents and the daily grind to party to the point of getting hospitalized.
I love being away from my parents. I love them, but they get my tits.
In this series, the holidaymakers tell us why they're flocking here in their thousands.
I just don't like Britain no more. This is where I want to be.
You can't have regrets in life. You should always regret what you didn't do. Is that right? Yeah, what you didn't do. No, what you did do.
In Kavos, you don't know what happens till it happens, and if it happens, it bloody happens.
With intimate access to the resort workers.
Get pissed at night, go out, bang a couple of birds after. It's not bad, it is not fucking bad whatsoever.
The tourists.
No one gets drunk in Kavos. We get fucking smashed in Kavos.
And the medical staff tasked with picking up the pieces.
Our generation is notorious for drinking a lot, having unprotected sex and making questionable life choices.
Prepare yourselves for the complete, uncensored story of life in a very modern paradise.
Kavos has ripped me a new arsehole.
Let's go fucking mental!
He's probably giving me a hangover for the next 7 years.
Most of the young Brits who come to Kavos are here on their first foreign holiday without their parents.
My mum didn't want me to go on holiday because she got a bit upset that I was going away without her. She loves me too much.
Freed from their parents' prying eyes, Kavos gives them the chance to experiment with everything this party town has to offer.
If you want to be sick on the strip or piss yourself or whatever,
definitely.
Do it. Like, we're not going to be able to do it back home, so we should be able to do it over here.
Exactly.
It's like a load of kids chucked into a massive playground with no teachers.
In tonight's episode, we meet a group of girls determined to make their first parent-free holiday X-rated.
You can just smell sex in the air. People are basically fucking in streets.
The 19-year-old virgin who's hoping that the girls of Kavos will assist him in his quest to pop his cherry.
I live with my mum and my dad. They still see me as their little boy.
And the posh Cheltenham boys, whose first holiday away from boarding school lands them in a spot of bother.
I looked at him a bit weird and then he punched me in the face.
The room is an absolute mess and there is no decent food anyway. And also I miss my mum. I miss you, Mum.
Kavos, with its non-stop nightlife and louche moral code, is the destination resort for young Brits looking to live out their fantasies for the first time.
It's like sex on tap there when you want there. The sun is out. Music's banging. What more do you want?
You don't want anything else.
No.
Off the leash for the first time in their lives and hundreds of miles from home, this can be a place where dreams become nightmares.
You have perhaps 18-year-olds, they've just finished their A-levels, they just want to celebrate and get drunk, and they don't really know how to handle their alcohol or how to handle Kavos.
Here, injuries of all descriptions are commonplace. Fortunately, there's a fully equipped medical centre right in the middle of the strip. This is Sam. He spent the day wearing a PVC Ali G costume in Kavos's 80-degree heat. A schoolboy error which brings him here, to Kavos Emergencies.
It's my first lads' holiday, and I thought to make a mark in Kavos. I want people to remember me and tweet about me and things.
Did he fall off a boat? He was lying on the sand when we found him. Oh, because he's wearing this fancy dress costume. Ah, it's a fancy. Yeah, it's a fancy dress costume. Right, yeah, of course.
I asked what's his name, and I received the answer Ali G. And I'm asking if that's his real name.
Can you speak? Can you speak? What's your name? Ali G. Ali G.
Alongside the effects of alcohol, Dr. Costa suspects Sam is suffering from heat stroke.
The costume was a layer of nylon, which is not exactly what you want to wear in a very, very hot climate, in a very, very hot night.
You open your eyes for me. That's brilliant. Hey, Jay. Okay. Ready?
The heat in Kavos being like 36, and then like with the allergy costume on, it would like was going up by like 5 degrees, so it's like pushing it into the 40s, which is, you know, I'm from the northwest of England. I'm not built to cope with that kind of heat.
Dr. Costas places Sam on a drip and leaves him to sleep it off.
I'd planned to wear the allergy costume every night of the week and just kind of become a kind of Kavos legend. That was my aim, but yeah, after the second night when the top got cut off, I couldn't really wear the rest anymore. It's the first time I've ever had a cocktail. It's the first time I've ever been away without my mum and dad. It's the first time I've ever been in hospital because I've been passed out. It's a lot of firsts on this holiday.
Sam is one of thousands of young Brits for whom Kavos marks the first tentative steps towards independence.
I hate responsibility. It sounds so like immature, but I hate being an adult, and I want to be like babied for the rest of my life. Like, here's some money, like cuddled. Yeah.
This is our first girls' holiday together. Away from home with no parents.
Defending for yourself.
Living for yourself. We hadn't collapsed yet. We hadn't done a tiny tea
Still
yet.
alive.
Couldn't believe that we're still alive, actually.
Yeah.
My mum wanted me to be sensible, look after each other, don't leave anyone by themselves, and just make sure you have a good time, but be sensible about it.
My mum basically said the same, and my dad said use protection.
Enjoying their first holiday away from their parents are these best friends from Malton, a Yorkshire town well known for its bacon production.
So nice to escape from such a little town to come to such a big place on your own. It's completely different. Malton's such a depressing place.
Liberated from the daily grind of life back home, for these girls, Kavos is a Shangri-La of flowing cocktails and limitless men.
Everyone's got with everybody there. That's the off-putting thing about Malton. Like, everybody's been with somebody that you know.
We're sick of sharing lads. That's why we've come to Kavos. To find some new me. Charlotte kissed 7, I kissed 2, Shy kissed 1. And you kissed one.
No, I kissed 3.
Oh, did you? Where was I?
In Kavos, you can just go up to him, squeeze the bum, and the yours.
And I kissed his ugly friend.
I think we're just as bad as boys.
I think, exactly. Lassies are just as bad as boys.
I didn't even see somebody I touched on with the other night. I didn't even look at his face, and Sophie told me he was really ugly. It's disappointing.
So I think standards kind of got out the window.
2 days in, and the girls have already got their bearings.
I And we caught some people shagging up Fucker Lane last night.
Why would you want to go up there and do that?
Do what, Charlotte?
Yeah, excuse.
Let's go get some tissue. You can smell sex in the air. There's that many people dogging up there.
Oh, we're going to Kavos and you're not fucking coming.
Pre-dinner drinks, and the girls head to Rodney's bar for their first taste of Kavos's most famous cocktail, the watermelon. 27 shots of alcohol and 5 straws.
When we go around Malton, because we know the place, we know everybody, we know our limits around there, I think we do remember most nights back home, but I think over here, because it's a lot more drink and it's so cheap, you're just necking them and buying them, and
it doesn't even feel like it's hitting you until it's actually hit you, and then it's too late.
Too late, and you're just all over the place and can't remember anything.
That's me!
It's not long before the watermelon starts to take effect, awakening the girls' libidos.
Cheyenne basically does what we call fanny thrusting.
It's basically, it's just like humping
someone's leg. Really, well done.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Like a dog humping someone's leg.
People are basically fucking in streets. So doing a little bit of a raunchy dance here is now. I've never danced like that before in my life. And I'm never doing it ever again.
I don't think she means to do it as much as she does, though.
The girls are not the only holidaymakers to have shed their inhibitions on a hot Kavos night.
I've never ever in my life been so drunk that I've forgotten what I did the night before. And this is like the first time it's ever happened.
I know a few people who are like totally different when they've had a drink, and you're like, why can't you be like that when you're sober?
Yeah, like, why are you so boring in person?
When I'm tipsy, I'm a really, really nice person. But I'm never tipsy, so I'm just an absolute knobhead when I'm drunk.
I would hate it if my mum saw how disgusting I was last night. But in some ways, it'd be nice for her to like see a different side to me. Whether she'd like it or not, it's a different story.
Kavos is the weekend. Let's get shit right.
So many boys in here. Where do I begin? I see this one. I'm about to go in. Then he said,
5 hours into their night, and the Malton girls are lapping up everything the strip has to offer.
Tan's going quite well.
Yeah, boys are going quite well.
The booze is going especially well.
But they've made a classic first-timer's mistake. Too much alcohol, too quickly, too early. Successful drinking in Kavos is a marathon, not a sprint.
I think we all push each other to get drunk.
I think we push each other too much. I think we all think it's funny at the time, but we push each other so much where we are actually sat in our own sick.
China's fucking mom! La 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 la! Hey! La 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 la! Hey!
Illegal in Britain, nitrous oxide, laughing gas, is a popular Kavos pick-me-up. 18-year-old Cheyenne and her friends are having their first taste of it.
Keep going in the town! Keep going in the
Suitably reinvigorated, the girls resume their evening.
When we're out and we know that someone's watching, Oh, we give them something to watch.
We would tend to make a bit more effort.
In a bid to impress the boys, Charlotte is trying out some new dance moves, one of which involves her accidentally whacking her friend in the face.
That's Charlotte's fault, trying to do a seductive slut draw. She was waving her arm around and bang, smacked me in the face. I thought, what's this wet stuff coming out my nose?
Having a nosebleed and still dancing, that's dedication.
That's Kavos nightlife for you.
Next, the teenage beauticians.
Pump it back. Oh, it's stuck.
Whose aesthetic sensibilities are offended by their down-market accommodation.
It's not even 2 stars, it's 1 star. I swear it's half a star. Quarter of a star. I don't have no star.
And Jake, a Kavos virgin in every sense of the word.
It's like the main subject of the day is Jake going to get laid?
With its 24-hour nightlife and cheap alcohol, Kavos attracts a very young crowd. But away from the watchful eye of their parents, they're frequently reminded that there's no place like home.
It's nice to have a break from them. But I do need my mum to come and wash my clothes.
I am Mammy's boy, big time. And I'm not embarrassed about that whatsoever. I don't give a shit, to be honest, do you?
No.
I've called home quite a few times. It's mainly because my mum, I'm quite close to my mum. I'm a mummy's boy, so, yeah. And my mum's a warrior.
It's bad because your mum and dad are age, but like, Mum, here's a fiver. Go get us a drink, Mum. Can't do that out here. Can't do that. Or fend for ourselves.
The lads say I'm a bit of a mommy's boy, but because she packs my cage, she helps me out a lot. She does. She even cuts my toenails. And but end of the day, she's the only woman in my life.
For some first-timers, a holiday in Kavos can feel like a 2-week endurance test.
When I came to Kavos, I thought it would be just like going to the pub every night, drinking and just having a good time with your friends. I like going on the beach. I didn't realise I was going to go out every night and get smashed and wake up the next morning thinking, what have I done?
These teenagers from a picturesque Cornish town are here in Kavos for one reason only.
It's fresh with watermelon. We're both single. Yeah, we live the single life. Love it.
Hello, ladies.
Yeah. That's why we come to Kavos.
One member of the group stands out from the rest. Jake has never had sexual intercourse. He wants his first time to be on this holiday.
Yes, I'm a virgin. Virgin! I don't know what having sex would be like. I don't know, couldn't tell you. I think this sex lasts realistically for about 4 minutes, because I've 2 of the blokes here have had sex on holiday, and one of them we followed home and took some photos and stuff, and he lasted about 4 minutes. So I'll say about 4 minutes.
The lucky spray? Wait!
No, fucking spray that.
Oh, hold on. Let's give it a good shake for this one. Oh my god. That's the one. That is the one. He's not like any of us. He's a good lad.
The group's ringleader is pub barman Harry. At 23, he's already had more than his fair share of sexual encounters.
Yeah, I've slept with about 50 to 60 girls, maybe a little bit more. I kind of lost count after about 20.
Well, that's because you go for the less attractive looking ones.
Yeah.
The boys are about to head uptown, but not before Harry takes the opportunity to give the 19-year-old virgin some seduction tips.
Oh, you're smiling, aren't you? Hey?
Oh, what is that on my neck?
Oh, you don't want to know.
But I've only ever seen him do it on blokes. I do feel peer pressure. Like every day, that's like the main subject of the day is Jake going to get laid?
This guy, look at him. He's out ready for the pool. He's out ready for the pool. 2, 3, 4, away!
I live with my mum and my dad. They still see me as their like little boy, but I do struggle because I just want to go out and have fun, and they don't want me like doing anything dangerous.
Step 1 in their quest to help Jake lose his virginity is a little Dutch courage.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, pass it on.
I have gave up my own sex life on this holiday for Jake to get laid.
The mission is clear. Whether Jake will accomplish it is not.
Come on, Jake. We know you can do better than that.
You're really well.
A decent start, but with wingman Harry otherwise occupied, Jake's confidence begins to crumble.
I thought he was the oldest. I thought she was the oldest.
He's learning that it's not just the girl, but the girl's friends you need to impress. Jake is floundering. The barmaid offers him a consolation prize.
I'm in love with Stella. Come over with me, Stella.
Undaunted, Jake heads off to try his luck elsewhere.
You want to try?
Losing one's virginity is a significant milestone in the life of any teenager. The memories formed at that moment will last a lifetime.
When I lost my virginity, I was 16, and it was very romantic. I woke up naked, not knowing where the fuck I was.
I was 16, it was Valentine's Day. It just makes me feel sick thinking about it. It's just...
I lost my virginity when I was 15.
I was 16.
I lost my virginity when I was 16, and I probably didn't last more than 16 seconds.
My dad's gonna see this.
I don't want to say. Shandon, no. It's alright.
Across the island, hundreds of first-time holidaymakers are preparing for a big night out. Back home, these Yorkshire girls have just graduated college as beauticians.
Get the fuck out of here. Slide it in, pop it back. Oh, it's stuck. And then pull it down. And she's in. Bish bash bosh. Job's a good un.
They're concerned that their accommodation is significantly more basic than the hotels they're used to staying in with mum and dad.
It's not even 2 star, it's 1 star.
I swear it's half a star.
It's a quarter of a star.
I don't have no stars.
Don't even have a shower.
You got to pick up shower by yourself.
Or pipe to shower with.
You can't put your toilet rolls out the toilet.
It smells like shit.
Later tonight, they're attending Kavos' infamous foam party. But not until they look absolutely perfect.
Start off with your face. Bit of moisturiser.
Bit of after sun.
Then eyebrows go on straight away. My eyebrows are top dog.
At first, it wasn't that important to do your eyebrows, just so everyone started doing it.
Then it was like, oh, you've got slug eyebrows. And now every fucker's doing it.
Are you ready for the full party?
I don't wear eyebrows now. The girls take ages to get ready. Lucy's one of the worst ones to get ready. She just spent about £700, £800 on her clothes before she come.
Looking good is how the girls catch the boys' eyes. And unlike many of the girls in Kavos, they're playing the long game.
You go out one day looking like crap. Your future husband could walk past you.
And then you'd be like...
walk straight past. If you had a bit of makeup on, you might stop and think, oh,
my future wife.
Could have already walked past her. They're looking like shit.
Guys, ready? Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Preening over, the party can begin. But it's not long before the girls start to realize that foam and immaculate makeup don't mix.
I didn't want foam on my face because you don't want your eyebrow half down your face.
Or your eyelash hanging on your cheek. Hanging on for dear life.
As the only member of the gang with normal eyebrows, Sophie can surrender to the foam without fear of embarrassment.
At the foam party, I got into my party mojo. You got to when you're on holiday. Can't be boring.
If you slipped,
Broke the leg.
broke a leg, you'd be off to A&E.
Holidays over.
Can't go A&E here. No way.
Cost a bomb. It was good. Free bar all night as well. It got a bit annoying towards the end at night.
I wanted to go. Not nice.
I don't like being messy.
The girls have learned an important lesson. You can't find a husband in a nightclub full of foam.
I won't go to a foam party again over here.
I won't go to a foam party. Ever.
It's too messy.
The girls cut their losses and make a run for dry land and a late-night snack.
Got a big chicken kebab, it was like that. Nico, the takeaway guy, with big tachi, he made
with his porn star top with his bell.
Yeah, didn't he always wear that? And then it was massive, full of chicken, lettuce. And I put chilli sauce on it and I don't even like it. But I ate it anyway, it was nice actually.
The cuisine in Kavos affords the first-time holiday maker a range of exciting new dining experiences.
Well, I can't really, what great food, like, can't really name dishes. I'm not like...
I know they like yoghurt, don't they?
They like feta cheese and stuff. They're big feta fans.
Yeah,
they eat really weird stuff, man.
I think steak's Greek, maybe. I've seen a lot of steakhouses.
The local food is just junk food and shit.
Yeah, I've tasted halloumi cheese. It's lovely. It's really nice, mate.
Oh, I tried their orange juice. It's really bitty, mine. It's disgusting.
Jake, the 19-year-old virgin, is still trying to find a mate. But it's late, he's exceedingly drunk, and time is running out.
We're getting fucked by what?
Check Kavos.
What are we getting fucked by? Women. A lot of women.
Everyone out.
Jake's friend Harry claims to have slept with more than 50 women. He's in no doubt as to how he learned his technique.
I think porn's helped my sex life. I know a lot more about sex watching porn than I ever did not watching porn.
Yeah.
I think it gives you too much confidence because you may think that just because you've watched porn, you're really good at it. It's like watching a karate video saying that you're really good at karate, but you've never actually done it.
Confidence fortified by alcohol, Jake gets to work.
I think I'm quite shy with girls. So maybe that's why I don't work.
In Kavos, bashful behaviour doesn't get you anywhere.
I'm not here at home.
No.
Never. Because no one's around, no family members around.
Yeah.
It's just like a load of kids chucked into a massive playground with no teachers.
Against all the odds, it appears as though Harry's advice has paid off. Jake's luck seems to be on the turn. And for once, it's the girl who's making the moves.
As soon as I talk to a girl, everyone's like, oh yeah, you're in there, and like they're on my back.
Get in there now.
After 8 days trying, tonight might just be Jake's lucky night.
I win!
It looks like he's hit the jackpot. When his mate Harry swoops in and breaks the most sacred of wingman rules.
Oh, skip away. Now I've got the shit on me.
Can't believe he ditched us. What a wingman.
Right, no.
There is no rules in Kavos. Basically anything goes.
I'm no longer his apprentice. I'm a lone shark. A lone vagina shark.
Harry and the girl dressed as a cat disappear into the ocean.
If I was Jake, I would have used common sense and I wouldn't have picked you or Harry as my wingmen.
What a wingman. He's let us ride down, hasn't he? Let us ride down. And stay with me, give him motivational talks, and he's ditched us. Ditched us at the first hurdle.
This holiday has just turned into a big mission to get Jake laid, and now it is officially mission impossible.
There's a lot of pressure because I'm 19 and everyone's like, oh, you got to lose your virginity. Obviously you want to lose it before you die, but it's not the end of the world, is it?
Next, the Kavos ritual that has the first-time holidaymakers' eyes watering. And in the dark of the paint party, it's nice to meet you, Kavos style.
Guys came up to us with like paint in their hand and went into our bras and just went like that all over our breasts.
Over the course of the summer, thousands of young Brits come to Kavos for their first parent-free holiday. For many, their week in the sun provides a welcome distraction from the burning question of what to do with their lives.
I tried a few things, not happy with any of them.
Things?
I'm not happy with any of them. When I find the right job, that's when I'll get my head down.
Eventually, you should be seeing us with massive chains of law firms.
I want to make money.
What do you want, Rach? I don't know, that's the thing, I'm lost. I'm in like limbo with my life right now.
I always want to be Prime Minister, you know. Don't know if that can happen still, but you never know. If not that, probably I'm thinking about being an MP as well, or definitely going to investment banking.
I don't have a clue what I want to do. Like,
we've never had a clue what
never ever. I think I still, like now, I don't know.
Many young Brits who come here are at the crossroads where teenage life meets adulthood.
Oh my god, the moth. Oh no. Oh, it's huge.
No, there's two.
Oh my god. It's like a family.
These friends from northwest London on their first girls' break have just left school.
Yeah, we're going to prove to our parents that we can actually do it on our own. We can be in another country, in a place like Kavos, where there's no rules, and still get on fine. Who just
this is all your fault. Me?
As well as proving to themselves they can survive without their parents for a week, the girls are hoping for some memorable encounters with the objects.
Oh, there are some piffies here. There's definitely some talent to be looked at.
There definitely is talent. I mean, I thought in a place like Kavos we wouldn't find many, but like we've
I thought the boys would be lacking.
Yeah, but we were obviously so wrong. I mean, boys just literally gawp at you when you walk down the strip. It's like they've never seen girls before.
The war paint is in preparation for the infamous and very messy Kavos paint party.
This is the biggest celebration we're going to have all night. Party from, 12 to 4?
On our first night, we came out at like 10 o'clock thinking it'd be popping at that time. And then we hear, oh yeah, it doesn't start getting live until 1, 2. And we're just thinking, that's our bedtime.
We talked about a lot more by a lot of the reps that we've seen, so we got persuaded into buying tickets.
This holiday signals the beginning of a new chapter for the girls. Jasmine is waiting for her A-level results, and a place at university is at stake.
It is life and death. Because if I don't get into university, I'm going to be really upset.
It feels like an end of an era coming here because we're all sort of going our separate ways.
It's 1 a.m. and the girls are heading to the strip and the paint party.
She went that way!
For €20, holidaymakers can crowd into a nightclub and be blasted with 10,000 gallons of water-based paint. Touching isn't just allowed, it's positively encouraged.
We were just squirting paint everywhere, paint in your eyes, paint in your mouth, paint in your hair, down your top. I mean, guys came up to us with like paint in their hand and went into our bras and just went like that all over our breasts. I mean, it was all over our bums, feet. It was actually so amazing. It was like nothing I'd ever done before. I'd totally do it again. What else is there to do if you don't go out in Kavos to the strip at night and like dance and get drinks and stuff? Like, you'll just be sitting in your hotel. Why did you come here?
It's just been a big, fat circle full of laughs at the end of the day.
Hundreds of miles from home, first-timers in Kavos routinely witness a plethora of eye-opening and unforgettable human behaviour.
I see Mrs. Kavos, she's all wrongin'.
I've seen a lot of wrong stuff out here.
She will on Bill's Cruise, and to get that title of Mrs. Kavos, she pulled her pants down. She pulled her pants down and whacked her tits out.
The first night, 8 different workers offered me sex. I was like, do I look like a slut? And they're like, no. And I'm like, exactly, I'm not going to have sex with you.
3 or 4 of us went to the beach, and there was this man taking a woman from behind on some stranger's boat, and she was shouting out, Kavos, Kavos, or we were shouting abuse back. And that was our first, 20 minutes in Kavos.
Someone walked into the room and there was 2 lads in there naked with 1 girl.
I put 2 and 2 together. Well, 2 and 1 together and made 3.
I need your love.
At the other end of the strip, 3 rugby-playing friends are embracing their first time in Kavos.
Kavos is quite similar to our hometown. Cheap drinks, bit of a shithole, and full of fat birds.
Bonded since they were children, all 3 are now heading off to the same university. This is their big blowout before knuckling down to their studies.
Kavos is just absolutely wild. We've been places before, but this is just carnage here. There's no rules at all.
With so many young British girls on the strip, tonight's an opportunity for them to try out a range of sophisticated chat-up lines.
The people say we'll come for 2 weeks and we want to bang about 8 birds, but to be fair, we don't really mind.
It's 2 a.m. and none of the boys have pulled. In situations like this, young holiday makers often seek solace in one of the strip's tattoo parlors.
Lip piercing, regret in the morning.
Pretty much standard behaviour in Kavos. It's what the norm is. Everyone's got someone's name tattooed on their ass here, apart from me.
I've never had a tattoo before, and now I've got 2, and I'm definitely regretting one of them.
Well, I woke up one morning, had a nipple piercing. Fuck, hurts like fuck.
She asked, why have you got a grenade tattooed down there? I said, you'll find out in a minute. And yeah, that was the case. She did find out.
She did find out in a minute.
Yeah, she did.
Went out last night. We had no intentions of getting a piercing, nothing like that. We never thought of the idea. We all woke up this morning like, my lips a bit sore, my nipples hurting. Looked at the mirror like, what have we done?
I need to do it. We're alright partying outside. Next thing you know, I'm getting dragged into a chair. Some little Greek man's putting holes in my nipples.
Is it too late to back out or what? Is it too late?
Tradition dictates that one's first nipple piercing should be carried out in front of an audience.
Georgia, you can't do it. It won't numb it. Oh, it's gonna bear through now. It hurts when you pull it out.
Let's pull it out, it's alright,
Cheers, pal.
That was great.
Next up, it's Josh's turn. With nipple and penis bolts on offer, he's spoiled for choice.
Zoe's the last man. Zoe, she's giving me a string. She's sexy as fuck, but. Do it!
Right.
No, I'm sorry, mate. Don't speak, do not speak.
Quiet time now, Josh.
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe. He's really crying.
Hey, mom's backside you, Josh, don't cry.
Oh! It better!
Josh, don't move.
Don't move. Concentrate. Move.
That's what you're gonna get.
Pull it.
Oh, he's keeping it.
Is that her? Is it her?
Oh, no!
Body piercing accomplished, so might strike a tattoo on my ass.
Tattoo, yeah, but why not?
Why not?
Don't know, anything could happen. We have 2 weeks. We're in Kavos. Why not?
Need some more drinks so my nipple don't feel like it's going to fall off.
Next, 2 mild-mannered boarding school boys experience the dark side of the strip.
Someone like punched me in the face.
If someone punched you in the
Someone
face.
punched me in the face.
And we meet a 17-year-old whose protective mother has followed her out to Kavos.
You don't want to lose your virginity here, do you?
No.
Good.
Is this thing on?
For the last 3 decades, Kavos has been a playground for British teenagers making their first bid for freedom. One such reveller is 17-year-old Zoe. She's here for her first ever girls' holiday.
This is different. It's just a break from it all at home and just to spend some quality time with my best friends.
And your mum? Maybe?
And my mum.
She's accompanied by her anxious mum, Vicky, who agreed to Zoe's coming here on one condition, that she could tag along too.
We invited you on this holiday.
Yeah, you did. Although I booked it all.
I would have been a bit worried if she'd have come on her own, but because I'm here, I can see what she's doing. If there was something that I didn't agree with or I thought that was going a bit too far, then obviously I'd put a stop to it straight away.
Zoe's mum likes...
Was something that I didn't agree with or I thought that was going a bit too far, then obviously I'd put a stop to it straight away.
Zoe's mum likes to think of herself as a woman of the world, that nothing she has experienced in Selly Oak, Birmingham, could have prepared her for the excesses of the Kavos strip.
We were out in one venue. I couldn't believe what I saw. There was a young gentleman who had his fingers in a girl's pants, and they were quite openly enjoying themselves.
As if that weren't bad enough, Zoe has embarked on a holiday romance.
I met a lad, and we did have a kiss, and but nothing was taken further from that. We had a dance together. We went in the sea and we had a long chat, but nothing else has happened apart from that. So far.
You don't want to lose your virginity here, do you?
No.
Good.
Zoe's mum is 30 years older than most of the boys on the strip, but that hasn't stopped them making eyes at her.
Vicky gets loads of attention. It's just lads shouting MILF, cougar.
I'm not a cougar. I'm a MILF.
Vicky's been getting called MILF a lot, which actually means mother I'd like to fuck.
There are lots of guys in Kavos that obviously would like to have sex with me.
I think she secretly loves it. She moans us for calling her a MILF, but she loves it, really.
4 days into her Kavos holiday, and Zoe's mum's transformation into a teenager is almost complete.
You alright? Who's that?
I had my tongue pierced. I thought that it would enhance my sex life at home with Zoe's dad.
That's embarrassing.
I know.
You've been more like our little sheep, following us about, and we've told you where we want to go. And you've just come along with us, haven't you?
Yeah.
For the fun.
I have. I've done basically what I've told and done what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I've right enjoyed it. Can I rest tomorrow?
In Kavos, the heady mix of cheap alcohol and raging hormones ensures that tempers can flare at any moment. For those on their first foreign holiday, this is not something that was mentioned in the brochure.
I think young people can think that they're invincible. We see the side of it that people perhaps don't think about, and we see when, unluckily, things go wrong.
There to deal with the fallout from bust-ups on the strip is the team at Kavos Emergencies.
Yes, there are fights. People express their aggression for silly things most of the times.
Literally out of nowhere, someone hit me.
But I don't want to fight on holiday. Like, what's the point? We've already had 3 fights this holiday.
I think if you go out here looking for a fight, then no one will turn you down.
60–70% of the heavy cases were due to unprovoked attacks conducted under the influence of alcohol.
An 18-year-old boarding school pupil, Will, has found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This guy shoulder barged me and then just
I looked at him a bit weird, and then he punched me in the face, basically.
Will has never been in a fight before.
If someone punched you in the face...
Someone punched me in the face, and I'm not sure if they...
Someone punched you in the face.
We're from Cheltenham, and Cheltenham is basically the complete opposite of this. I don't think you'll ever see so many posh people in one place. It's just everyone's getting up in the party atmosphere. I mean, do you don't want to punch this face? I mean, baby soft skin.
Who cares about getting hit in the face?
We're not especially posh, I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, we all went to boarding school back in England. Get this sort of impression we're probably the only ones here who did, so...
We've hit up the club now. That was that club we got invited to earlier. Sorry.
Sort of planning on drinking a lot while I'm here, I think. Just while you can. I think Kavos sort of lowers people's standards in what they do and how they do it, but holiday, have fun.
A quick examination, and Dr. Costas is able to confirm that Will's pride has suffered more damage than his face.
Nick, let's get a drink.
Let's get a drink.
Yeah, it's just a different atmosphere to the home. It's just like no kind of... Doesn't seem to be any morals here.
Night out in Cheltenham's totally different. Less friendliness, but then probably less likely to get hit.
There's a lot of dicks, but you got to look through the dick to see the nice guy inside.
Nipples freshly pierced, the Halifax boys are making the most of their last few hours of the night.
Is someone alright with this stuff, guys?
We don't like going home early, you feel like you're missing out.
Exactly, yeah.
You have to stay out as long as you can.
Exactly.
You don't come on holiday to sleep, you come on holiday to make the most of it and stay out as long as you can.
With so many pretty and apparently unattached girls all around them, the boys remain hopeful that they won't be going home alone.
Take a look! Take a look! What's going on there? What's going on over there? I don't know, but he's fingering her. What's that? They're doing something. Yeah, mate, he's got his hand up a skirt, I can see it. Something's going on. Hey, fish fingers! You want to catch some fish? At least they're full tonight, anyway. We're going to harpoon some whales. Bring them back to where they belong tonight.
All I need now some girls, that fucking sun's coming up.
I am not getting to my bed until I pull.
I'm not going home alone.
I don't care if she wants in the sea. She's twice as wide as me. Fuck it, she's going back.
One last Kavos memento lies between them and the plane home.
I'm sorry, Mum. I love you a bit, but I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow, so I've already had a lip done, but I'm getting a tattoo on my ass. So I'm sorry, Mum. It's alright. You better fuck off about my mum.
I'm not gonna lie, my nipples are hanging off.
Fuck that, we've got some fanny waiting there for us.
I think when I go back home to Leeds and I go out, I'll be like, gutted. This is crap, get me back to Kavos.
For the young Brits leaving Kavos today, their first holiday without their parents is coming to an end. The bruises will fade, but the memories will last forever.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older.
It has been great, but I can't wait to go home. Just chill in my bedroom or chill on the sofa.
I'm gonna vegetate like a carrot for about 4 days.
There's only so many litres of vodka you can drink. Before you start speaking, alright, it's time to go back.
Might have a cup of tea as well. Missed a cup of tea.
I broke my toes. I've got an infection in my face. I've lost a tooth. Kavos has fucking ruined me.
We either go home or we die. So I think going home's a good option.
You can't beat. Next Friday.